Well, these new Defiler rules are super spicy. I'm just going to scroll past these guys for the moment and look at this guy. So, the Defiler, if you're looking at this with me, has some spicy attacks there. His standard loadout has the Hades battle cannon, 2 excruciator cannons. It's got the heavy bale flamer, and it has the heavy reaper autocannon, I think. No, the missile launcher. The missile launcher. So the Hades battle cannon, 2 excruciator cannons, 1 heavy missile launcher, and 1 heavy bale flamer. And then shearing claws. Man, this thing shoots like just a truck. Like, this thing is nuts, right? 48-inch range on most of these weapons. Some short range shooting at 12 inches, but a lot of it flat 3 or D6 plus 1 damage, depending on what you want. And then you can swap out one of those weapons. You swap out the missile launcher or your flamer for an electro scourge, but you only take one of the electro scourge. 5 attacks, hits on 3s, strength 12, AP 2, 2 damage. And then, depending on what you bring it in, it gets a different Demon Forge rule, which is pretty good. The Scuttling Walker. So the Demon Forge rule, each time you make a Dark Pact until the end of the phase, each time the model makes an attack, reroll a wound roll 1. In addition, once per battle, when this unit makes a Dark Pact, before making the resulting leadership test, you can declare it will overcharge its Demon Forge. If it does, you will receive 3 mortal wounds if you fail instead of D3, which isn't that bad because you're still risking 3 anyway. And then you get to reroll the full wound roll once per game. That's pretty spicy. But then also being able to go through walls, normal, advance, or fallback moves through walls, and moving through engagement range, going over models, and just automatically passing desperate escape attempts. It's pretty good. And then the stat line on this boy is beefy too. 12 inches of movement, so that's up significantly from his 8 inches of movement before, where he couldn't go through walls. So that's fantastic. T11, so that's up as well because he was, I believe, T10. Saves on 3s, 5 up invuln, 18 wounds. That's way up from his previous profile. And, leadership 6, whatever, OC 5. So he's not meant for holding objectives anyway. But then the Demon Forge ability swaps out, so that's cool too, right? So if you are a World Eater player, you can shoot at the target if it's set up within 12 inches of you, or you can declare a charge. Like, that's pretty spicy. You don't receive a charge bonus, but it's in your opponent's movement phase anyway, so you don't need a charge bonus because you get a fight before them because it goes on continuing attacks or ongoing attacks. So that's really good, especially because it's not just deep strike or coming in from reserves, it's whenever they get out of a transport. That's like the spicy bit there, I think. So if they screw up and they drop some the fire dragons inside of 12 inches of this boy, you're going to melt those fire dragons when they get out of a transport. The Thousand Suns model gets a 4-up Overwatch, or 5-up Overwatch, 4-up if in 9 inches of the Psyker. So that's really spicy because in the Warpforged Cabal, because this is a vehicle, you can reroll 1 hit, reroll 1 wound, and reroll 1 damage if you're close to Psykers. So that's super good. And then, not to mention, you get to reroll hits, and you get up to 2 additional AP when you're playing Thousand Suns in your regular shooting phase. And when you got 5 guns to shoot at them, that's a real spicy profile up there. Emperor's Children, you're adding 1 to the hit roll if the unit's not below half strength. With your advanced shoot and charge abilities with Emperor's Children, that's pretty darn good too. And then, of course, Death Guard sounds kind of the most boring, but it's still really good because you get to ignore the benefit of cover. So the maths out that you're essentially +1 to AP in a lot of your shooting. So that's actually really solid too. Let me know what you think of these new defilers. Are you going to put them in your list? Talk to you later.